Hello, welcome to our playthrough of Final Fantasy 16 DLC, The Rising Tide. And now, let's head into our episode. Hello, welcome back to our playthrough of Final Fantasy 16 DLC, Rising Tides. Alright, hold on. I have to do a quick sound check again. So, peek behind the curtain. For some reason, my OBS causes Twitch to crash. Oh no, we're fine. Okay, so there we're fine. It's my thing. So I did have to do some volume adjustment, so hopefully the music isn't overpowering my voice. And it's just nice and subtle background. But yeah, for some reason, only the first recording of the day. But for those of you unaware, if you come to the live streams, if I start at 10:30, usually at around 10 o'clock, I do, hey, stream is starting soon, here's the countdown to when we start, here's some pleasant music in the background, just have fun. So that we can do, like, test recordings and that sort of thing, and make sure things are stable. After the last OBS patch, for some reason, just that first recording, for 45 seconds, when I do my test, if I end it, Twitch crashes. And I don't mean like, oh, it's still going in the background, I can do my stream with. I mean, it literally just, according to my stream, according to my computers, and Twitch itself, Twitch ceases to stop existing. Wait, no, ceases to exist. That's the better way to do it. So, there's no, the weird thing is, people watching, stream is fine. But on my end, not OBS, mind you, OBS goes fine, YouTube goes fine. Twitch itself ceases to function. And I have to restart OBS. Like, if you're watching the stream live, nothing is wrong for you. But if I don't restart OBS, Twitch is not recording. It doesn't record anything beyond that point. I then have to upload the recording I made directly to are the settings set to... Wait. Yes, okay. Action focused. I want frame rate. Yes. Graphics. No, I want frame rate.
If we pick too many of the flowers, there won't be enough.
So... Oh, we pet Torgal. I need to pet Torgal. I need to pet you. Let me pet you. He's a good boy. Yes, Torgal's a boy. So it is very weird and apparently very unique to me. Alright, anyways, story-wise, last recording session, we have started the Rising Tide DLC. If we check out a map, we have discovered the Lost Leviathan tribe. That's just what I'm going to call them. That's not their actual names. And two things of note. I don't know if this was actually in the base game. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it was. But it might be now, which is kind of cool. But we discovered the Lost Tribe. They apparently have some way to reclaim the Blight. Maybe? Results unclear. But at the very least, the Eikon of Leviathan, who is a baby, is trapped in a moment in time inside this wave, which they had to do because whatever they were doing made the baby very scared and made the Eikon very angry. And the Eikon's immediate response is in this case, water falls, everyone dies. So to prevent that, they have trapped said Eikon and baby in a moment of time. We got a new... there we go. Here we go. Leviathan abilities. Their whole thing is a gun for an arm. Not quite sold on that, but we'll see. It's more damage than stun. Stun. I want, well, massive amounts of stun. And then this is amount of damage. We'll try it out, see how it goes. Yeah, and we took the part of Leviathan, and it helped a little, maybe, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what they were going to do that pissed off Leviathan, the Eikon, so much. And then hopefully take care of it. So let's go. I do apologize for the sound settings if they're a little bit off. They might have been off last recording session, but like I said, test stream was fine, so it should be fine on the recording. We can check real quick to see if there's anything to buy or...
No sign of the child.
You don't think there's...
Reckon my steel's
Actually,
just as good as any.
way. We'll check here first.
I will have to charge you.
Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Basic stuff.
Then I bid you good tide.
Reckon
But
my steel's just as
we
good
have
as any.
Tide Strike, which is new. Which is lower.
I'd like to
We'll
see
still
another smith
craft
do
it.
better.
Can it be reinforced? No, at least not at this time.
Till next time, then.
So right now, we're rocking the Omega weapon. With the skin of Caillou or something like that? Sorry, Cortana. So what does this look like? Oh, god damn it. I hate... Alright, hold on. Can I fast travel back to the hideout real quick? Yes. Alright. I want to see what the rising tide looks like. So that's appearance. Weapon. Omega. Tide Strike. So we'll do that one. But we'll equip the Omega weapon. It's the best one right now. And this is the problem with the itemization. Like, that could change in the future. Oh, I like it. Cute. But for now, it is the best one. So, go back, and then we'll continue the story. So we have the Omega weapon equipped, but it looks like Tide Strike. Let's make sure. Yes. So at some point, we might be able to upgrade Tide Strike and make it better than the Omega weapon. And if we can, great, but for right now, this is the best weapon we can use. Why would we use anything else? Again, imagine if Tide Strike allowed you to dodge better. Alright, now I have a choice. Do I do 10 more damage? Or do I increase my dodge window for that precision strike? You know what I mean? They need to make the weapons more interesting. But we'll go ahead against Tide Strike skin with Omega weapon stacks is the way to go. No reason, again,
If
no
we
reason
pick
not
too
to.
many of the flowers, there won't be enough.
And that is one of my things about this game. It is an excellent story, very well done, very well told, it's decently, very good pacing all the way through, that sort of thing. The itemization sucks. No ifs, ands, and buts around.
My lord. My name is Delina.
I serve as adjutant and Lady Shula, tributary of Mysidian. While other adjutants who came before me played the role of guardian as well as aid, Lady Shula is an able warrior in her own right and requires no protection. So I assist her in ministering to our people's affairs while she is absent or indisposed.
By way of example,
It was I who informed the rest of the village of your coming at the tributary request. If there is aught you wish to know of our people or our village, please do not hesitate to ask. Village.
as I'm sure you're aware,
This land was once the domain of the Northern Thanes, though the settlement had lain abandoned for some time, and our ancestors' wandering finally brought them here. Remote as it was, it seemed to them the ideal place to settle, and they duly cast the glamour over it, and that their new home might remain
the
hidden.
secret of the spell itself.
Had been passed down from Gentkata. Again, either go full voice cast or no voice cast. This partial is annoying. Had been passed down from generation to generation since the time we left Ash. We used it to disguise our camps, that the custodians of the lands through which we wandered should not learn of our trespass, and it was these temporary enchantments which led our ancestors to contemplate a more permanent solution upon arriving.
So they built the cairns.
Filled with all the shards of crystal the tribe could spare, it summoned forth a glamour large enough to cover the entire land. In many dates and and for many days and nights thereafter, their bearers labored to attune the spell, that the outside world might see this place slowly succumb to the blight.
And thus we hid ourselves away.
Welcoming none into our private haven until you, that is. At first, the spell only worked one way. So only after the skies changed that we conjured a second illusion for the benefit of those inside. It was Lady Shula's idea. A salve for the nerves of those who feared the rolling storm clouds was a harbinger of the end. I pray that it brings you a little relief from the darkness of the world beyond the wall, as it has done us. Okay. But they did find a way to resist the blight, as they've been there for 100 years. We don't know how long the blight's been going.
Our story began.
On the narrow coast of southern Ash, where, for want of arable land, we relied on the mountain range to quench our thirst and the bounty of the sea to fill our belly. And thus did we learn the value of water.
After the fall of Drake's Horn,
We spent decades in exile, drifting across the deserts and snowfields of twins, till at last we arrived here in Mysidia, our second true home. Here we found mountains, rivers, and seas not unlike those of our first home in Ash. All that we lacked was crystal. We have no mother crystal of our own here, nor have we ever received any stipend from our neighbors. Were it not for the few shards we had been able to stockpile during our wanderings in storm, we might never have survived the first few winters, let alone cast the glamour that protects us. For to demand that the bearers among us sacrifice their lives for the benefit of the others was never an option. The hardships we had faced on our journey had brought us together, and we would not be divided again. Thankfully, our unity proved our strength. So here we have stayed, dependent only upon the blessing which this land provides. The springs, the rivers, the seas, these are all we modes of water need. Okay.
fare you well, my lord.
Interesting. I'm not sure it explains how they're resisting the blight, or
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago.
Yeah, so they've been there 170 years. They have found a way to resist the blight, at the very least, if not reclaim land from the blight. And that is a major thing. And I'm surprised they're not asking, like, why is that not a, hey?
But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated. as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own mother crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his Eikon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal, and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once.
Huh.
I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
Surprised we didn't get a choice. Alright, so now we know what pissed off the Eikon so much. They were going to sacrifice it to make a
The
mother
Vare is
crystal.
not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
No sign of the child.
You don't
So, quick little side quest, and then we're off.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Oh,
Nothing too
wasn't us.
serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
Happy to help if I can.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and grab.
Oh, do you need something?
I do. Though not from the forge. Fannet asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Is he dead and no one noticed? No, I guess not. Alright, we're actually gonna go talk to him. We've discovered his corpse. Oh, he's sick too. Alright. Something they ate then.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavad tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what. But he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fannet is looking for. Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, eh?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
No. Oh, there's another one back there. Alright. Well, I like to do multiple. Oh, wow, there's... Punch. Alright, that's like on the way out. so we'll finish this one and then we'll go poke our nose on those ones.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries.
Oh.
You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work.
Turning into one?
I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Oh my god, he's turning into a Tonberry!
Very well.
For some reason, he made an offering. There's one over there, one over there. Alright. But they are, at least for now, all on the way.
Things.
So we got a ton to do.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone. Ty, take me, what am I gonna do? You've got to help me. Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Are you?
Yes?
Why do you ask?
Hey? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Kitav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course. You know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Yeah.
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
Oh.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
They're magic people.
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell.
Oh.
There are two cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the, ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well.
Cool.
One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
Go unlock this one. That's the thing. The side quest is both 16 and 7 Rebirth. They're all and 7 Remake. They're all worth doing.
Lord, may I speak? There is a matter with which I would beg your aid.
You always get something
Of course, what is it?
Please, not so loud.
Something serious, then?
Yes. I think we might have company. I was passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have been you or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the figure looked familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall who has found his way inside. Of course, it could just be my imagination playing tricks on me. I only caught a fleeting glimpse, and it might have been you or your brother.
Nope, wasn't us.
But if it is who I think it is, it cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here.
Okay.
Would you go and see? He won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Interesting.
Very well. Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people, harm.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry. I won't draw my sword unless I need to.
Thank you.
Ymilla, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
Oh, she has an admirer. Okay.
The figure I saw was about halfway up the cloak.
So, Jesus. Alright. 2 of them are in this direction. 1 of them's in this direction.
That's how I knew.
So we'll do the northern one first, and then head south. Is he gonna let us use, Queenie? That's not the Chocobo's name. I apologize.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider by any chance?
I am. What gave me away?
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables. And not just any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine gall and wet beak.
No.
If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Well, maybe not that.
Nothing but the best for my Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
And what if I could?
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
He would. Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to have Ambrosia around.
Well, they're expecting us to use a chocobo.
Then. Where could I find your father?
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
So yeah, this is not just, oh, go in the dungeon and solve it. This is gonna be running around in the area. If they're expecting us to use Ambrosia to get around for bits and bobs. This isn't just a simple, like the Fallen ones are like, hey, you've uncovered a dungeon. Go beat the dungeon, you're done.
You one of the outsiders, then?
Maybe?
I am. Shula invited me. Are you Manda's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic goat or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay, and I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
Well, the man who made Ambrosius tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feed too. So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right?
Okay. So we're heading back to Martha's Rest. Wow. They really expect you to... Okay. I apologize. I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. There we go. Now you can. I am. Alright, so we are headed to. Let's go do this one. Because it's north. And wait. Yeah, so this is a much larger DLC, technically. Which I approve of. Go, so this is search for the intruder. Cloak. Literally up and around the corner, maybe? I don't see anyone. So it's somewhere in here. Ah, inspect.
A bottle. Breath of the Arbor. Perfume from Sunbrag. Looks expensive, too.
Who's there?
Stop!
Right. Oh, shit. Well, that's wasted. There we go, that's... Oh.
No!
Yeah,
No!
he's in trouble.
Hang on! I'm coming!
These little sauce... Actually, you know what we can do? I'm curious.
Don't eat me! I'll give you gut rot, I swear!
Oh, neat! There's 2 phases. I feel that was worth it. Does look cool. So I would say tied into beam.
Are you all right?
I'm more than all right. I'm saved! Oh, I could kiss you!
Maybe you should introduce yourself first.
Hervey! I knew it was you. What are you doing here?
I came to see you. Oh, my little canary, it's been so long.
Thank you for saving him and sparing him.
Who is he?
Hervey, one of many clients from my employment beyond the wall.
One of many clients? We spoke every night of our plans together. Whispered songs of love into each other's ears. And then you upped and vanished without so much as a word.
I left you a note, didn't I? I told you I was sorry, but that we could never be together. That I could never abandon my family. And I told you not to look for me. How did you even find this place, anyway?
The flame of your love was as a beacon in the night that guided me to you.
Hervey.
I was walking by the coast near Northreach when I saw a lady who looked like you. Eyes like the ocean. Hair like the driven snow. The next moment, she and her companions were jumping in a skiff and sailing out towards the wave. So I, borrowed the nearest boat and started rowing.
It must have been Shula bringing us here. So what? You rowed, found a nose how many leagues across the bay, simply because you saw a woman with white hair.
And as I did, the skies changed from a dull and hopeless grey to a bright and benevolent blue. That was when I knew for certain that my little canary was close.
Oh, why did you come? You should have forgotten me, as I tried to forget you.
Tried means you haven't.
I cannot leave my people, Hervey. And now that you know about this place, neither can you. We must return to Haven and accept my family's judgment.
I'm to meet your family. Oh, my little canary.
I don't think he cares.
Please, come and see me later. You did as I asked.
You won't leave your family. He is perfectly willing to leave his. If it would make the 2 of you happy, just have him move in.
And you must be rewarded for it. But first, follow me, Hervey.
And that's why she left.
To the end of the world and beyond.
Because he's daft, but a good heart.
He should never have found this place. How could I be so careless?
Don't blame yourself. I doubt anything could have kept that man away.
And then if I do this, yes. Well, we can turn it in real quick, right? Then warp out, then warp where we need to.
Forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive. You two met at the Vale, I take it.
When I worked there, yes. To earn the coin that my people need to survive. Though Mysidia is our sanctuary, there are certain necessities that it cannot provide. And for that reason, some of us seek employment beyond the wall. Yet few are the opportunities for followers of a strange faith in a strange land.
And so you supported your family as best you could?
I did. And I have never regretted it for a moment. I found a second family in the Vale. And in the Dame, a second mother. I also found Hervey. But our love could never be. I knew that if I revealed my secret to him, I would be putting my people in danger. But that if I did not, I would be living a lie, unable to return home.
What will happen to him now?
Since our people settled in Mysidia, uninvited visitors have been few and far between, but not unknown. Explorers, survivors of shipwrecks, none lasted long.
What? Why?
I see.
That was before my time, you understand? I've never had to make a decision like this before. Ymila, know that I do not blame you for any of this. It was me who decided to make the trip to shore. Me who exposed our secret. This was my mistake, and I shall bear the responsibility.
Thank you, tributary. I only beg you to remember that
Do you
Hervey
love
means
him?
us no ill will. He's just a fool. A fool who loves me.
I will take that into consideration. But yours is not the only voice I must listen to. The whole family must be consulted, and it may take time for me to arrive at my decision. I hope you understand.
Of course, tributary. However long it takes. Come what may, I thank you, my lord, for bringing us back together.
Again, why can't he move in? If he's like, yeah, no, fine, I'll live here. I'll never go back. Ooh, the Eikon Leviathan. Used in crafting. Ivory used for stone force. Okay. Like maintains fine. Okay. Right?
I left Hervey because I couldn't turn my back on my family.
Right. But I mean, like I said,
Now
if
his
he's
life.
willing to move in. But do you promise never to leave? Yeah, sure, as long as I'm with my wife. The lady I love. Or sorry, the lady I love. Don't have to kill him. Ah, here we go.
We've got a few rooms going spare now. You want a bed for the night? Speak to Martha.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart. How's the old girl doing?
She's very well. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. You're the one who saved her. Anyway, what brings you to the rest today?
I was hoping to purchase a Mimit gourd. And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could find one.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so happens, I've got a whole carload of the blasted things. Not a buyer in sight.
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking a few off my hands before they turn to mush. But just be on the lookout for wild birds, eh? Don't want them chasing after you like they did me.
I will. And thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any friend of Whiteheart is a friend of mine. And in times like these, friends have got to stick together.
Huh.
We certainly do. Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Mander's father waiting.
Northreach. real quick. Hey, Rosfeld Lucis Caleb 2. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Stock up on potions while we're here. To Northreach.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Okay. I need some Final Fantasy 16 Rising Tide. We have to run through the town.
I haven't seen any of those beastly blue-eyed... Do be careful.
I will.
I'm enjoying... Both DLCs are good. It's bigger than the first one, I will say it is. Like I said, the Fallen one was just... Yeah, they did a really good job, story-wise. Again, itemization could be better, but it's their first attempt at an action-adventure RPG, as far as I'm aware.
Ah, there you are.
Ambrosia.
And this must be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
I have the mimic or two. Here.
Thank you kindly. Soon as she's gobbled this up, we'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Don't worry. You'll be all right.
Yeah, they're really good sizes. This is bigger than the first one. Like I said, the first one was just, here's a dungeon, beat it. This actually has side quests, which I approve of.
Well, we made it.
You didn't all? She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you, girl?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls enough to spook most birds even then. Not this one, though.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
No. It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
Anyway, thanks for bringing her here. I hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you. But I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia?
Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.